Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Path to Petalburg with me, Norman. You see here that I am facing my opponent named Crow, with my opponent's team comprising of Espeon, Starmie, Stoutland, and Tyranitar, against my Pokemon with Rotom Wash, Conkeldurr, Talonflame, and Tyranitar. This battle was truly ridiculous in each of its turns. I have rarely had a battle that had me on the edge of my seat as much as this one did, and perhaps you'll see why as the battle goes on. Alright, so I start out here with my Rotom and my Conkeldurr, and they start out with Tyranitar and Stoutland. I did this because a lot of their Pokemon were fighting weak, and I thought I could take advantage of this. So this first turn they're going to Mega Up with Tyranitar. Not a very common Mega, but it was the only Mega on my opponent's team, so I should have seen that coming. And Tyranitar, this first turn does protect, seeing as it's Mega. Most times they do carry that move, and it's a great move because their protect stops my Mach Punch. And Play Rough here from Stoutland doing a lot of work here, taking out some sizable portion of my hit points. Even with the Life Orb though, it doesn't knock it out. And Burn does go on to Stoutland due to the Will-O-Wisp, which is definitely helpful. Burn has the attack power and does some residual damage per turn. So right now I'm in a pretty precarious position just because they have a lot of fast and powerful offensive Pokemon. So Mach Punch here goes into the Tyranitar slot, but they switch out into Espeon, doing a good amount of damage even with the type resistance. Facade coming out here, doing a lot of damage to that Rotom. Good thing for me I run a bold and physically defensive Rotom because that would have knocked me out otherwise. And Hydro Pump misses the Stoutland, so things not really going my way so far. First two turns I put my foot in a bucket, and I'm just waiting for the Crushing Blow to signal my defeat, essentially. So with the Pokemon I have out here right now, I cannot win this match, so my best chance is to have a good switch in here, and Tyranitar is the best one I can do. Facade goes into that Tyranitar slot. Good choice on my part because it resists the normal type attack. But Dazzling Gleam comes out from the Espeon. Didn't expect that. And thankfully, even with the critical hit, Tyranitar is able to survive. Thank goodness for the special defense boost to Rock types due to Sandstorm. And Rotom does get knocked out, but that Stoutland is pretty low on hit points now. I think they may have thought I was Choice Scarped, so they switch out their Stoutland here, which is really good for me because it gives me a chance to get into this battle once more. So I'm able to Brave Bird into this Espeon slot, knowing that I need to knock it out in order to have a chance at winning. And since Espeon is not very physically defensive, it's an easy thing for Talonflame to do. And I was smart enough to know that Superpower was the best chance I had at knocking out any Pokemon in this battle. And since I'm Choice Banded Max Attack, that means I'm able to one-hit knock out this Mega Tyranitar. Definitely something I needed to do in this matchup, because none of my other Pokemon are terribly good at knocking out Mega Tyranitar on their own. Maybe Conkeldurr with a Hammer Arm, but it's too slow and would take too much damage. So, seeing as it's my Talonflame and Tyranitar here against these two, I know that I need my Conkeldurr out first, along with my Talonflame. So, to get the free switch in, I stack my Tyranitar there. It's done a fantastic job. And Sandstorm will it'll go away this turn. And Stoutland is basically one turn away from being knocked out. And since I have two Pokemon with priority moves, that means I can definitely put some work in toward me actually winning this match after that horrendous start. Brave Bird almost knocks out the Starmie here. I didn't expect it to, but I did want to get it down as low as possible, because with two priority users and 2-in-1, unless Starmie uses Surf here, which it doesn't, I would be able to win. And seeing as I have my priority Mach Punch against my opponent's Starmie, that means I should outright win this match. Protect here comes out just stalling out the inevitable, and knowing that they're just going to forfeit that turn. So, really interesting match from my opponent. I definitely had okay leads, but my opponent definitely had the better move selections and was able to take advantage of that in the first couple of turns of the match. So, aside from that switch out there, my opponent did everything perfectly because they had me on the ropes, and I was basically one turn away from being essentially lost in the battle and not being able to win. But with that switch out into Tyranitar, my own Tyranitar was able to get that clutch KO on it and put me back in the game and actually helped me to win this battle. So I was really happy at the end of this. I was really relieved, and it really made me enjoy the match even more. So I hope you enjoyed this match, and if you want to see more content like it, give this video a like, subscribe to our channel for more content in the future, and check out our Facebook page, Competitive Pokemon Battle Network, where we share tips, strategy guides, and help new players try to get into competitive Pokemon battling. Thank you all for coming out, and I hope to see you next time.